It's official there. British rock star Ozzy Osbourne has died at the age of 76. I want to put up this post that we have from the New York Post that they made on their X account saying Black Sabbath legend Ozzy Osbourne, the Prince of Darkness, dead at the age of 76.
The Prince of Darkness was a father to 6 children over the course of his life. Who are they, and what are they up to now? Ozzy and Sharon Osbourne share 3 children. Their eldest, Amy, is the only one of the legendary singer's kids who actively fronts the band ARO.
On July 22, 2025, the world lost a legend. Ozzy Osbourne, the Prince of Darkness and frontman of Black Sabbath, passed away at 76 after a long battle with Parkinson's disease. His influence on rock and metal is unmatched. In this video, we look at the emotional reactions pouring in from celebrities who loved and admired him.
Jack Osbourne recently shared an update on where he and his sister Amy stand weeks before their father Ozzy Osbourne's death. Before the siblings, along with middle sister Kelly Osbourne and mom Sharon Osbourne, put on a united front at their dad Ozzy Osbourne's funeral July 31st.
Family and Black Sabbath tributes. On the morning of July 22, 2025, fans around the world woke up to heartbreaking news. Ozzy Osbourne had passed away. He was 76 years old. His health had been getting worse for a long time because of Parkinson's disease. Even though people knew he had been sick, it still felt like a shock. A huge voice in music had gone quiet. His family shared the sad news with a simple message. It is with more sadness than mere words can convey that we have to report that our beloved Ozzy Osbourne has passed away this morning. He was with his family and surrounded by love. He was at home with the people who loved him the most. He spent his last moments in peace. This message was short, but it came from deep pain. His family had watched him go through so much over the years. Now, they were sharing their grief with the world. His daughter, Kelly Osbourne, also shared her feelings. She posted a black screen on Instagram. On it was a broken heart emoji and a short message. "I feel unhappy, I am so sad. I lost the best friend I ever had." That one line said so much. Fans of Black Sabbath quickly noticed it was from the song Changes. It was a song about loss and sadness. Kelly was not just posting as a fan. She was a daughter who had lost her father. Her words were heavy, but they were real. Many people reposted her story and said they cried reading it. Ozzy meant a lot to music, but to his family, he was more than a legend. He was a husband, a dad, a grandpa, and a friend. His kids always spoke about how kind and funny he was. He loved being around them, even when he was sick. Over the last few years, they had spent more time together. They had known his time might be short, but that didn't make it easier. That same day, Black Sabbath also posted a tribute. It was just 2 words: Ozzy Forever. They posted it with a photo from their final show together. The concert happened on July 5, 2025 in Villa Park, Birmingham. Thousands of fans came to see them. Ozzy had trouble moving around, but he still gave his all. He smiled, raised his arms, and thanked everyone again and again. At the time, no one knew that would be his last show. Now, that moment has a new meaning. It was his goodbye. Tony Iommi, who played guitar in Black Sabbath, wrote a post on Instagram. "I just can't believe it. My dear, dear friend Ozzy has passed away only weeks after our show at Villa Park."
In the beginning, is it true that when you were forming Black Sabbath, you were looking for a lead singer and spotted an ad from Ozzy Osbourne in a music store?
There won't ever be another like him. Tony and Ozzy had known each other for most of their lives. They grew up in the same town. They played in bands together when they were young. They had good times and bad ones. But no matter what happened, they always found their way back to each other. Tony's message showed how deep that bond was. Geezer Butler, the band's bassist, also shared his own tribute. "Goodbye, dear friend. Thanks for all those years. We had some great fun. 4 kids from Aston, who'd have thought, eh?" Geezer's words brought fans back to where it all started. The four boys from Aston had no idea they were about to change music. They played heavy music because it felt right. They didn't follow anyone else. They just played how they felt. And it worked. They helped start heavy metal, and Ozzy was the loud, wild voice that led the way. The Black Sabbath tributes reminded everyone of their long journey. From small clubs to stadiums, from local gigs to world tours, they did it all together. Ozzy was a big part of that. He brought fire to their shows. He screamed, laughed, jumped, and even cried on stage. He had a voice that stuck in people's heads, and he knew how to connect with fans. Ozzy's wife, Sharon Osbourne, had not released a full message yet, but people close to the family said she was right beside him when he passed. Sharon and Ozzy had been through many ups and downs. They fought battles with addiction, illness, and public attention, but they stayed together. Sharon helped Ozzy through some of his hardest moments. She always stood by him. In the end, she was there, holding his hand. The last show at Villa Park now feels like something special. It wasn't just a concert, it was a farewell. Ozzy looked happy that night. Fans said he looked tired but proud. He gave a short speech and said, "I love you all. This is what I live for." People cheered and cried. Now those words hit even harder. It was his last message to the fans who loved him so much. Over the years, Ozzy gave the world some of the most powerful music in rock. Songs like Iron Man, War Pigs, Paranoid, and Crazy Train are still played today. He made people feel strong, wild, and alive. He also showed his soft side in songs like Mama, I'm Coming Home, and Dreamer. Fans felt like they knew him. He was real, honest, and full of energy. Even in his later years, he kept going. He fought through surgeries, pain, and illness. He kept making music and showing up for fans. His voice got weaker, but his spirit stayed strong. He never gave up. Now, he is gone. But his songs, his voice, and his story live on. People are playing his music louder than ever. They are sharing stories, posting photos, and wearing his shirts with pride. He is not forgotten. He is remembered in every riff, every drum beat, every scream. But Ozzy's impact didn't stop with his family and bandmates. When word spread about his passing, some of the biggest names in rock and metal had their own stories to tell. What they said next will surprise you. Rock and metal icons' reactions. As soon as the news of Ozzy Osbourne's passing broke, the rock and metal world lit up with emotion.
The Black Sabbath lead singer Ozzy Osbourne has died at the age of 76. His family have announced this evening. I'm going to read and show you the statement one more time from his family, and it says this.
Artists who looked up to him, worked with him, or called him a friend came forward to honor him. These weren't just fans, they were icons themselves. They knew what Ozzy meant, not only to music, but to the lives of millions. Metallica was one of the first to speak out. Their tribute said it all in one powerful sentence. Ozzy Rip. It's impossible to put into words what Ozzy Osbourne has meant to Metallica. Hero, icon, pioneer, inspiration, mentor, and most of all, friend. That single post hit deep. These were some of the biggest names in metal. They had been inspired by Black Sabbath from the very beginning. Without Ozzy, there would be no Metallica. Along with their words, they shared a throwback photo of Ozzy with the band, all of them smiling. It wasn't just about music, it was about the bond they shared. Alice Cooper, another rock legend, also shared his thoughts.
Hello, kiddies. I'm Alice Cooper, and I'm on Loudwire. And you better watch because I know where you live. Yeah, Manson got that one from me.
The whole world is mourning Ozzy tonight. He was and will continue to be a rock and roll legend. Alice and Ozzy had toured together and stayed friends for decades. They were two of the most theatrical performers in rock. They shocked crowds, made people laugh, and created memories that will never fade. Alice's words were short, but they were full of respect. He didn't say goodbye. He simply reminded everyone that Ozzy's name will always be part of rock history. Then came a post from someone you might not expect, Elton John. His tribute showed a different side of Ozzy. So sad to hear the news of Ozzy Osbourne passing away. He was a dear friend and a huge trailblazer who secured his place in the pantheon of rock gods, a true legend. He was also one of the funniest people I've ever met. Elton's message stood out. It came from the heart. He talked about Ozzy not just as a legend, but as a friend. Someone who could make anyone laugh. Someone who never lost his spark, no matter what was happening in his life. That humor, that energy, was part of what made Ozzy so loved by fans and other artists alike. Youngblood, a rising star in the rock scene, also posted a deeply personal tribute. He had spent time with Ozzy at his last concert and carried something special with him from that day. I didn't think you would leave so soon. The last time we met, you were so full of life and your laugh filled up the room. Your cross around my neck is the most precious thing I own. Fans remembered the story. At that final show at Villa Park, Ozzy had taken the cross from around his own neck and placed it around Youngblood's. It was more than a gift. It was a symbol, a way of saying, carry this forward. That necklace now holds a lifetime of meaning, and Youngblood's tribute showed just how deep the connection was, even between two artists from very different generations. Another powerful message came from Pantera. Their words were short but meaningful. Rip Ozzy Osbourne. Thank you for all that you did for metal and Pantera. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. Pantera came up in the late 80s and early 90s, and they always credited Ozzy and Sabbath for opening the doors. They had toured with him, shared the stage with him, and built their sound on the foundation he laid. Their tribute wasn't just emotional, it was honest. Ozzy helped shape their future, and they never forgot that. The mix of voices, from legends to newer stars, showed how wide Ozzy's impact truly was. He didn't just speak to one era or one sound, he connected across generations. He worked with young artists, supported old friends, and never acted like he was above anyone. That's what made him stand out. Every tribute came from a different place. Metallica saw him as a guide. Alice Cooper saw him as a fellow warrior. Elton saw the friend. Youngblood saw the mentor. Pantera saw the door opener. Together, these messages painted a picture of a man who was bigger than his music. He was kind, funny, loud, and full of heart. Ozzy had a way of making people feel special. He remembered names, gave advice, and always showed up. He cheered on others, even when he was struggling. And when someone needed a laugh, he was there with a story or a joke that would fill the room. That's why these tributes feel so personal. Because they are. The rock world is still in shock. Losing Ozzy feels like losing the father of an entire family. The voice that first made people raise their fists, shake their heads, and scream from their hearts is gone. But his energy is still here. You can hear it in every band that ever picked up a guitar and played their truth. The music world wasn't the only place mourning Ozzy's loss. Far from the concert halls and recording studios, Hollywood stars and TV personalities were sharing their own memories. And what they revealed about Ozzy away from the spotlight might shock you. Hollywood and other celebrities' tributes. Ozzy Osbourne touched the lives of so many people, not only in music, but in the world of film, television, and pop culture. After his passing on July 22nd, heartfelt messages came pouring in from all directions. Some were from old friends, others from fans who had turned into friends. Each one shared a memory or a few kind words for the man who brought energy, laughter, and love into every room he walked into. Jason Momoa, who hosted Ozzy's final Black Sabbath show at Villa Park, shared a touching post.
Among the first to pay tribute to the late rocker was actor Jason Momoa, who said in an Instagram post alongside a pic of himself, the Prince of Darkness, and his wife Sharon, "Love you, Ozzy. So grateful. Rest in peace."
He uploaded a photo of himself with Ozzy and Sharon. Everyone was smiling. Love you, Ozzy Osbourne. All my aloha, Sharon Osbourne and Ohana. So grateful. R.I.P. Jason had always admired Ozzy. He felt honored to be part of that last concert. For him, this moment was more than work. It was a gift. That one photo showed how deeply he respected Ozzy and how close they had become over time. Rod Stewart also remembered Ozzy in his own way. His post on Instagram made people smile through their sadness. Bye, Ozzy. Sleep well, my friend. I'll see you up there, later rather than sooner. Rod had known Ozzy for many years. They had shared laughs, stages, and wild times. Rod's message felt light and peaceful. It was like two old friends waving goodbye, knowing they'd meet again someday. Flavor Flav, the energetic rapper known for his big clock necklaces and loud voice, shared a message filled with emotion. Man,
Flavor Flav has pleaded not guilty to charges stemming from a traffic stop last year. Prosecutors say Flav had his license suspended 15 times before being stopped on Nassau County's Meadowbrook Parkway while speeding to his mother's funeral.
real heart broken over the passing of Ozzy Osbourne. We go way back, and it was a real honor to watch him get inducted into the Rock Hall last year. He remembered the joy of seeing Ozzy get honored at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. That moment stood out for him. It showed how much he looked up to Ozzy. They came from different music worlds, but they shared a strong bond. Both had big personalities, and both brought people together through music. Piers Morgan, the British TV host and writer, also paid his respects. His post on X was short but meaningful. R.I.P. Ozzy Osbourne, one of the greatest rock stars in history and a wonderful character. Truly one of the funniest people I've ever known. Piers had interviewed Ozzy more than once. He often spoke about how Ozzy made him laugh and always told great stories. Even when the cameras were off, Ozzy stayed the same. He made people feel welcome and always brought a good mood with him. Piers's words reminded fans of Ozzy's sharp humor and quick wit. Danny Trejo, the tough-looking actor with a soft heart, wrote a message that stood out. Today, we lost one of the wildest souls to ever walk this earth. Ozzy was the Prince of Darkness, but he was also pure light to those of us lucky enough to meet him. Danny had met many stars, but Ozzy stayed in his heart. In his message, Danny showed a side of Ozzy that fans didn't always get to see. He spoke about the kindness, the warmth, and the good spirit that Ozzy shared with those around him. It was a reminder that behind the loud music and crazy image, there was a man full of heart. These tributes from actors, TV hosts, and rappers painted a full picture of who Ozzy was. He had fans in every corner of the world. He made friends wherever he went. He didn't try to be anyone else. He stayed true to himself, and that made people love him even more. From Hollywood to the music stage, everyone who knew him had a story. Some were funny, some were sweet, and all were full of love. Ozzy brought people together. He made them laugh. He gave them memories that will last forever. While celebrities shared their personal memories, millions of regular fans around the world were doing something incredible. Their response to Ozzy's death created a movement that nobody saw coming. Fan and cultural impact. Ozzy Osbourne's passing sparked a wave of love that spread across the world. Fans didn't stay silent. They turned up the volume. They played his songs louder than ever.
The streets of Birmingham, England, packed today with fans who wanted to say their goodbyes to Ozzy Osbourne.
In the town where Osbourne grew up and where his band Black Sabbath was formed, there was a special funeral procession.
In the days that followed his death, music platforms saw a huge rise in streams of both Ozzy's solo work and Black Sabbath's classics. Songs like Crazy Train, War Pigs, and Mama, I'm Coming Home climbed the charts again. People wanted to hear his voice. They wanted to feel that energy one more time. In his hometown of Birmingham, fans gathered in the streets to remember him. The heart of the crowd was in Aston, not far from Villa Park, where Ozzy played his final show. People brought flowers, candles, and posters. Some brought speakers and blasted his music. Others sang together. Many cried. They didn't come to say goodbye. They came to celebrate everything he gave them. There was laughter, too. Stories of Ozzy's wild moments, his kindness, and his weird jokes were shared between strangers who felt like family. The streets of Birmingham became a place of love, music, and memory. Aston Villa Football Club, Ozzy's beloved team, posted their tribute as well. World-renowned rock star and villain Ozzy Osbourne has passed away. Growing up in Aston, not far from Villa Park, Ozzy always held a special connection to the club. For fans of both football and metal, this message hit home. Ozzy was proud of where he came from. He talked about Birmingham often. No matter how far he went, he never forgot the streets he grew up on or the people who shaped him. Seeing Aston Villa honor him showed how deep that hometown bond really was. Another touching moment came from Dolly Parton, who had recorded a video for Ozzy that was played at his final concert. Her voice was calm, full of care and love. "I love you. Why don't we just say good luck, God bless you, and we will see you somewhere down the road." Her words brought comfort to many. Dolly and Ozzy came from very different worlds, but they had a deep respect for each other. Dolly's message reminded everyone that Ozzy's impact went far beyond metal. He reached all kinds of people, across all kinds of music. From the streaming numbers to the street gatherings, one thing became clear. Ozzy meant something personal to every fan. He made people feel seen. His music gave people power when they felt weak. His voice made them feel brave when the world felt too quiet. Even in death, Ozzy brought people together. They played his records, they wore his shirts, they told stories, they remembered. And in all those memories, Ozzy lives on. Thank you for watching. If Ozzy's legacy touched you too, show your love by liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and sharing it with fellow fans. Let's keep his memory alive together through the music, the stories, and the love.